Just because of his food, he's putting people in trouble. So he's a psychopath.
You said it right.
So there's no God, God is love, all this bullshit, right? People calling you God, what is the reason behind?
God said that you are now God. It is not good.
We are all in trouble.
We are already in trouble.
What is the remedy?
There is no remedy, and we will continue to be in trouble. Humans were created to suffer.
So there are no Sat Janam ka Saath.
Now these are all religious flaws.
Is moksha and heaven not the same?
Is also a religious flaw.
So आपका कौन सा जन्म है ये?
This is my 7th life. This is the last. Pain and suffering is inevitable because that is the way we were created, that we must have pain and suffering.
So what is the need of doing all pujas?
There is no need. I ask people, why do you do them? King makes some people very successful and others unsuccessful. King gives a lot of money to people and takes other people into huge debts.
Sorry to compare you with this guy.
You are referring to which person?
Nityananda Swami. There are a lot of Babas out there.
Okay, I got the context.
The God you are talking about, what is his name? Ram, Jesus, Allah. Who is superior? The God whom you are referring to or the God is in you?
People assume there is a God in me, but there is no God in me. He is the ultimate among that hierarchy.
You left your business, you left your job. So what is the source of income for you?
So for many years that was the source of my income. Currently the source of income is negative, which is my savings are going out.
But as per Bible, it says your body is my embodiment. I am in you.
It is true that this body belongs to God.
It is spontaneous evolution rather than God creating something. Is that true?
Except man, everything. King is the creator of this universe. Any evidence? Yes. There is no evidence. You do not have any evidence even about any religion.
But it says Ram Setu, right?
But there are many who says that Lanka is not Sri Lanka.
Anyhow, there is an existence. Like there was Ram and Ravan.
Okay, if I tell you Spider-Man exists because there is New York City, would that be a good logic?
So you don't believe in Ram? Is that what you're saying? Or
I don't care.
So at least you believe in Jesus, his existence in the world?
I don't deny because I get very clear instructions from God and I follow those instructions.
You are asking not to read the book. So what is the need of printing? So what is God asking you to do? Why would people come to you?
I am not here to start a new religion. As per Bible, whatever is there, I do not dispute it. Maybe I am hallucinating. I do not have the capacity to judge you.
What is God's will?
Basically, it was about not following the will of God.
Throw a light on illuminati.
They are also puppets, just as we are.
People have mocked Jesus.
It doesn't matter whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Hindu, whether you are Sikh. Everyone is.
नमस्ते प्रदीप जी.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते बोल सकते हैं आपको या कुछ और?
नहीं, नमस्ते is बढ़िया.
Okay. So there is a lot of controversy happening in and around Hyderabad, India and world. So you call yourself God or you take power from God. So what do we call you? Pradip Mukherji or God?
You can call me sir.
So a few say sir means slave I remain. So is it really fine to call you sir or Pradip or Mukherji in corporate style?
Sir would be fine.
So you don't believe in SIR, sir, slave I remain?
It's not a matter of believing, it's just a matter of convenience. And for that, sir is good enough. It's just that we respect each other.
Okay, so you call others as sir?
How I call myself?
No, you call others. Like me, if you address me.
If I address you, I'll call you sir.
Okay, that's good, kind of you.
Because we are equal.
Very nice.
Yes.
So I see a few of people calling you God. So what is the reason behind?
It just happens to be that God said that you are now God. Up till now, I was the messenger of God for many years.
Okay.
That work got over in 2023 August.
Okay.
Then a new work started for the humanity, and in this work something shifted, because of which God said, I will now work through you.
Okay.
And you will be me. You will be one with me. You will be the face of God. You will be the body of God, but you will have no power of God.
Okay.
Which means experientially you will not experience being God, but because I will you to be God, you will be known as God to those who know me and are graced by me.
Okay. Right. Sorry to compare you with this guy, the one who built his own continent, Kailasa. So he called himself God, and he says like, the God is within me, I am with God.
You are referring to which person?
Yeah, Nityananda Swami.
Uh,
A lot of Babas out there calling themselves to be a God.
okay, I got the context within which you are saying. First of all, I have no ambitions personally of wanting to be God, being called as God, being addressed as God, or being revered as God. I have no such inclination, no interest. On the contrary, I find it to be a burden to carry that name, because deep inside I don't believe that to be me. So that is being authentic.
Nice. Okay. So you take power from God, right?
I do not take power from God. You see, in this work of many years with God, I have understood that whatever power God has is truly not power the way we know power to be. Because the way we know power to be, it is like I can overpower you in some way. God does not overpower anyone. God is graceful, and it is the grace of God that flows. Now, grace of God can flow directly to you. It can flow through my body. It can flow through my face. It can flow through my picture. It can flow through my words. It can flow through anywhere, anything that I have said, which means even my voice can carry that grace. Why? Because it is the will of God, not because I am worthy to be that.
Okay. So the God you're talking about, so what is his name? Ram, Jesus, Allah?
Okay, so we just call him God because all the other names that you said, they belong either to the king or someone down the line. Because to understand king is very important before you can understand God. Today king is God. Today king is considered to be the ultimate. Today king is considered to be Paramatma. So king is basically the one who started every religion in the world. And he is known through that religion probably as Kal Brahm, Mahadev, as Allah, as Jehovah, as Vaheguru, as Ahura Mazda, and many names in different cultures. Same one individual. So which means none of this is God. What are they then? They are deity. They are Devta. And that is why the king is Mahadev. He is the ultimate among that hierarchy.
Alright. So I gone through your book. You left your business, you left your job. So what is the source of income for you?
Source of income, there was a time I was having some workshops. So for many years that was the source of my income. Currently the source of income is negative, which is my savings are going out. So as on today there is no source of income.
So how do you live? What is your...
I live on my savings.
Okay. You have enough savings.
It's enough because my needs are very less.
Okay. So like you don't charge anything for healings or...
No, I don't charge anything for healings. I don't do much healings also. Unless for someone comes once in a while I might do. Because I give them the book, I give them the card. And I tell them you talk directly with God.
Okay. Do you give them any name of God? Or?
God is just God, or If they are not comfortable with the word God because God means the Christian God, then I tell them Paramatma. So that's the other name.
So who is superior, or the God whom you are referring to, or the God in you?
There is no God in me. People assume there is a God in me, but there is no God in me. Those who assume that God is in me assume so because they assume that the soul is in me, and for them soul is the God. So they say the God who is outside, they are deities, and the God that is within me is Bhagwan. So Bhagwan outside means religion, inside means spirituality. So the God I am referring to is neither outside nor inside. It is beyond.
It's quite confusing. But as per Bible, it says your body is my embodiment. I am in you. So keep yourself holy and clean.
It is true that this body belongs to God, and if you truly want to understand who is a human being, then you have to understand that a human being is 5 things. First is known as body, mind, spirit, 3 things. The 4th one is we are a set of energy bodies, and the 5th one is we are a personality. So these are the 5 that we are. None of them, if you notice, I have used the word soul, which means we are not soul. People assume that the soul is inside them, but actually the soul is not inside them. The soul has 2 purposes. Number 1, it writes your storyline. It writes the script of your life. And number 2, it puts the breath in you when you are born. Once these 2 jobs are over, the soul has no other work left to do. So it may come inside you, but mostly it is outside you. You will say where? No one knows where. It can be in the farthest reach of the universe. Then people will say, but then I will die if the soul is not within me. No, you are not alive because of the soul. You are alive because of the spirit. Now what is this spirit? This spirit is nothing but a portion of the matrix that rises as a wave and animates you, gives you a life force. And because of that life force, you come alive. When we die, the spirit goes away. Or in a reverse way, when the spirit goes away, we die. So this is what is spirit. Another job of spirit, whatever is written by the soul as a script, the spirit animates everything. The spirit makes the story come alive. The spirit makes everything in our life according to the storyline. The spirit makes sure we do not divert from the storyline. So this is the job of the spirit. Now in this there is nowhere soul.
Right. So I think, as per my understanding, it is spontaneous evolution rather than God creating something. Is that true?
What, being a human?
Yeah. Whatever the creation is, as per the holy scriptures, it says God has created man, sun, earth, moon, everything.
Except man, everything.
Everything is spontaneous.
Yes, it is spontaneous because it doesn't need to do anything to create. It imagines and it happens. It visualizes and it happens. It wills and it happens. Not God, king.
Okay.
So king is different, God is different. King is the creator of this universe, who proclaims himself to be God, who proclaims himself to be the ultimate, who proclaims himself to be the creator, and who demands that the humans worship the king through every religion.
So there's a hierarchy. So first king, then the God, then...
No.
Is that...
First God, then king, and then everyone down the line.
Okay. So he's like, we can consider him as a mantri in chess. So king is king and mantri, then the soldiers.
again it is down the line. You might, in our Hindu culture, we call them the children of the king, which is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and they have their own children or their own creations down the line. Maybe in the West it is all about angels and the archangels. So different terminology, any way you want to put it. Then you have the Elohims. So it's all culturally, it just means there is a hierarchy down the creator.
Any other city, any proof kind of thing behind?
Any evidence?
Yes.
There is no evidence. You do not have any evidence even about any religion.
But it says Ram Setu, right?
But there are many who says that Ram Setu means Lanka is not Sri Lanka. There are also people saying that. They are also putting it in terms of logic and reason. They are saying it. It is already on the YouTube who are saying, no, it's not Sri Lanka. It's something else which has moved away and was not so near, and there was no Setu. But within the political and the current scenario and the religious structure, it is assumed that Lanka is the Ravana's place.
Anyhow, there is an existence. Like there was Ram and Ravan.
Okay, if I tell you that Spider-Man exists because there is New York City, would that be a good logic? Because New York is there and the Spider-Man story happened in the New York. I'm assuming it happened in the New York or whatever city it happened. So just because that city is there, does that mean that Spider-Man is real?
That's just for entertainment. Like there's
Not entertainment.
Someone just created this logic called Spider-Man, and people are getting entertained.
No, I'm saying, but there is no Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So just because there is a Setu doesn't mean that is Ravana's Lanka.
Okay. So you don't believe in Ravana or Lanka?
It's not a question of what I believe. It's a question of what is the information given to me.
Okay. Given by?
God.
God. Okay. So
An individual called God.
So you don't believe in Ram? Is that what you're saying? Or
I have a different understanding of Ram which doesn't tally with the understanding given by our scriptures, but I don't go into it because I don't care. What difference it makes whether Ram was there or not, whether Ram happened or not, whether Ram was the creation of some very genius writer or someone who saw everything happening and wrote it down or kept on saying it as a part of their, they call it I think Shruti, that transferring it to their lineage down the line. It makes no difference.
okay. So at least you believe in Jesus, his existence in the world?
I don't believe because I didn't see, but I don't deny his existence.
Okay. Have you seen God?
No, I have not seen God.
Then how do you believe?
I have not met God. I have not experienced God.
But you are so much depending on him and trusting him.
Yes, because I get very clear instructions from God. The instruction comes telepathically and they are very clear, and I follow those instructions. Now when God came to me, I told God, I do not know you, I cannot verify who you are, I do not have the capacity to judge you, I don't believe in you. Maybe you are God, maybe you are a part of my imagination, maybe I am hallucinating, and maybe you are the devil impersonating as God. That being so, I will work for you and I will judge you for the work that I'll be doing in terms of how it impacts others. So that is the basis on which I started my work with God, on a place of being equal to God, not from a place of higher and lower.
So what is God asking you to do? Like helping people, healing? Or
Initially, my work was about freeing the souls from the clutches of the king, and that took many years, which got completed in August 2023.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry to interrupt you. So earlier, just 5 minutes back, you said there is no soul and only spirit that
I didn't say there is no soul in me.
in the body. Okay, in you. Okay.
I didn't say there is no soul.
Okay.
I said a human is 5 things, in which there is no soul in this 5. The soul came, wrote the story, put in the breath, job over. The soul doesn't have to remain in me to keep me alive. That is the job of the spirit.
Okay. As per Bible, God gave breath to the creation, like human beings. He gave some air or the soul to human being. So
As per Bible, whatever is there, I do not dispute it.
okay.
I do not have any comment on it, because every religion was given by the king to the humans, and king can give anything that the king wants. I am not here to correct any religion. I am not here to alter any religion. I am not here to start a new religion.
You cleared off my another question. Okay. So why would people come to you?
Only to experiment. What is the experiment? That they come to me, I give them one card or one book. So if I give them a card, this is the card that I give. And if I give them a book, then this is the book that I give, which is in 5 languages. And then what do I say? I say, don't read the book, even though there is something written in it. And the only author who says, don't read my book. I said, talk to the book. Talk about your pain and your suffering for 30 days. If you feel the book has delivered some relief, some shift, some transformation, some ease in your life, continue talking to the book. If you feel no such thing has happened, keep the book away. Done. I am nowhere in the picture. Once I have given you the card and once I have given you the book, my job is over.
Maybe this is a lame question. However, you gave card and a book. So you are asking not to read the book. So what is the need of printing?
Because God wanted it to be. So I gave the information which I know is going to disturb a person's belief system, but at the same time it was the will of God that I give this book or give this content. So I have no choice when it comes to the instructions of God. I have to follow it exactly as I am told.
So are there any mantras in the book?
It is not in the book, but from the website people can get the mantra.
Okay, we can chant.
Yes, it is a 2-minute mantra that you can do. What the mantra delivers, that also is given to them. And what are the guidelines, that also is given to them.
Okay. Maybe one last question. Maybe I might extend, not sure. So I see a lot of people like, businessmen and high profile people attending your conference. I don't see a normal guy here. So how do you attract those people?
How do I attract?
Yeah.
There are lots of normal people also.
Honestly, I didn't find any. I've been struggling myself to get some funding to expand my business. But I see a lot of big people here. So how do you attract? Is it just their sufferings bringing them to you, or any other?
They saw something in their relationship with God. Of course, I would not agree with you that they are all high-flying people like that. And my relationship with everyone is the same, whoever they are with me. And there are plenty of very ordinary people, plenty of people who are struggling in not having a job, not having money, not having great relationships, not having a good body, not having or having all kind of legal and other issues. Plenty of them who have come and being with God. The point is, if they have not been uplifted, why are they still with God? The answer to that is God is very clear. I will not alter your storyline that was written by your soul. But I will try to give you some relief in the gap within the storyline, so that you are able to experience some ease and peace. And I will ensure that once you die, there is no judgment day you have to go through. There is no heaven and hell you have to go through. There is no reincarnation you have to go through. So in short, liberation will happen, salvation will happen. So whether you go to the West who are interested in salvation, that is going to happen. Whether you come to the East who are interested in liberation, which they call as moksha, it will happen.
So is moksha and heaven not the same?
Is moksha
And heaven?
heaven? No, they are not the same. Because if you go to heaven, but according to their understanding, West, they say we have only one life. But currently their psychologists are finding evidence of people who remember their past lives. And many people are writing books on those evidences. They are all very scientific minded people. But they are seeing a flaw that there is only one life. The one flaw was the earth is flat. Another flaw was earth is the center of the universe. The sun rotates around. Now these are all religious flaws. So one life is also a religious flaw.
So there are no Sat Janam ka Sat?
There is.
Okay.
Because I remember all my lives. I know what I did in the past lives. And I know why the people in my life are because of what I did to them.
So आपका कौन सा जन्म है ये?
This is my 7th life.
7th, so last one.
This is the last.
Okay. We need to make the best of it.
We cannot, because the storyline does not allow.
Right, so there are no alteration as you said. So why is God creating a few people very poor and some people very high?
It is not God, it is the king.
Okay.
The king makes some people very rich and some people very poor. King makes some people very sick and some people very healthy. King makes some people very successful and others unsuccessful. King gives a lot of money to people and takes other people into huge debts. King gives some people the jail and some people the 5-star facilities. Why does the king keep on doing that? It is because king creates suffering and pain among the humans by doing all these things. Every storyline has only one purpose. And people ask, what is the purpose of life? There is no purpose of life except one thing, that you have to create the food for the king. And this food, how does it come? It comes from our negative thoughts, feelings and emotions. And every person has these three things, maybe openly or maybe at a subconscious level. And everyone is creating food for the king.
Okay, just because of his food, he's putting people in trouble. Is
Exactly.
Okay, so he's a psychopath.
You said it right.
Right? Okay. So there's no God, God is love, all this bullshit, right?
Everything where they said God is kind, God is loving, God is benevolent, God is the protector, God is the provider, God is the caretaker, all these things are totally wrong. How can I say it? Because the way right now I am encountering you and experiencing you, I encounter the creator or the king in the same way. And I know the mindset of the king. It is not good.
Okay. So we are all in trouble.
We are already in trouble. And we have been in trouble for ages. and we will continue to be in trouble.
What is the remedy?
There is no remedy.
Only suffering.
As long as, because the humans were created to suffer, only one species among all the species that the king created. So king is the creator God, but not God.
Like people say, there's a quote, pain is inevitable and suffering is a choice.
Pain and suffering is inevitable because that is the way we were created. That is the way the storyline was created, that we must have pain and suffering.
So what is the need of doing all pujas, fast?
There is no need. I ask people, why do you do them? After you have done everything, look into the world. That is the world any better place? It is not. Day by day it is becoming worse.
So all these judgment, heaven, hell.
There is no judgment and there is no hell. There is no heaven and there is no hell. Because if I give you the understanding of these 5 things that a human being is, the first thing, you are a physical body which will be burnt or buried. The second thing, your mind. Now this let's keep it aside. The third thing is spirit. The spirit is when you die, the spirit goes away, or when the spirit goes away, you die. The fourth thing, energy body. Now in the energy bodies, you basically have 11 energy bodies, but the bottommost is known as the astral body. The purpose of the astral body is that after you die, it rises from your body. So if you have seen YouTube videos where a smoky body is rising up, people assume that to be the soul. It is not the soul, it is the energy body. Now this one, when it rises up, this one goes through something called life review. It reviews the life. Once it has reviewed the life and it is complete with that review, it goes to a world which is known as the ancestral world. Your next body, which is the mental body, takes all the karmic baggage, goes into the next life, next incarnation, and from there the soul writes the story and new life is created. Your third body, which is the etheric energy body, that goes to the creator, the king, and the king consumes it as food. So spirit is gone, energy body is going to the next incarnation or going to the ancestral world, physical body is burnt, the mind is also no more because this story no more remains. What is remaining which goes to the heaven or hell?
Okay.
Something has to remain.
So can you just throw a light on Illuminati? Is that really true? Selling our souls to devils.
That is not a subject with which God is interested in. Basically, it just means that they were the good ones at one point of time and they became the bad ones at a current point of time. They came in with good intentions and they were altered to create a lot of control games among humanity. They do exist, I do not deny their existence, but I have nothing to do with them because for me they are also humans, they are also puppets just as we are. They are being controlled by the invisible ones, and it is the invisible one who ultimately controls all of us, including the Illuminati.
Yeah, in internet it's buzzing around Paris Olympics. People have mocked Jesus Christ, so there was...
People
mocked Jesus Christ and there was power shutdown, never happened before. So is it true or...
People mock Jesus. I wouldn't be able to comment on that because that is one area I have not studied.
Okay.
God did not give a comment on that. My job is purely focused on human pain and suffering. It doesn't matter whether you are Christian, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Hindu, whether you are Sikh. Everyone is suffering. And I tell them, try out God. Which means try out the book, try out the card.
So king is someone who belongs to God, right?
King is the son of God.
Right. So when he is not controlling his son, the king,
God doesn't control. Somewhere down the line after his creation, he chose a different path. Basically, it was about not following the will of God. And when he did not follow the will of God, he wanted to play his own game. God said, you can play your own game outside my kingdom. So he was pushed out. He became the fallen god. And he is the one who is currently sourcing, whether it is Hinduism, whether it is Christianity, whether it is Islam, whether it is the Jewish religion, whatever, everything, A to Z.
okay, what is God's will?
What is God's will? It keeps on varying. Currently, God's will for me is that I have to follow the will of God. God says today do this interview, I do the interview. God says don't do the interview, I will not do the interview. Like that, I have this God's will. For humanity, God's will is try out God for 30 days. If you find God benevolent, continue with God. If you do not find God benevolent, continue with the king.
Okay, how is the process? Like, how do we do it?
What we do it is we have either this book, we just talk to the book, God, today I am feeling very low, today I am feeling very down, today I am feeling I have no energy, I am so scared what will happen to me, I am in so much of debt, I am going to be thrown out. I just keep on talking to the book, everything which creates all kind of anxiety in me, all kinds of worries, all kind of stress, all kind of uneasiness.
So is it any kind of psychological feeling that heals us, or is there a supernatural?
It is the grace of God that heals us. Now some people might say this is a placebo effect. Well, if it is a placebo effect, let it be. Let the placebo heal you. You then say, I get healing from this face or this book, but there is no God. This is my mind's creation and placebo. Continue with it. God has no issue.
What if this don't work?
If it doesn't work, keep it aside. 30 days over, experiment done, experiment failed. Put it aside.
30 days lost.
You didn't. It doesn't lose. What is there to lose?
Later, they cannot go to their God whom they were worshipping earlier, because
You go back. You will always be welcomed by the king. The king is always there for you.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you.